Hello, grade 8. It's me again, Mr. Ramsey, and this is our week 2 of our class. The topic that we'll have today is about the types of substances and about Tyndall effect. Okay, so before we go to our topic, let us review first the topic that we had last week. So it's about substance and mixture. So what is a substance? So a substance is a solid, powder, liquid or gas with particular properties. How about a mixture? So a mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are physically combined but retain its individual chemical properties. Again, a mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are physically combined but retain its individual chemical properties. Another one is homogeneous mixture. So what is a homogeneous mixture? So a homogeneous mixture is a mixture in which two or more gaseous, liquid, or solid substances blended evenly. So some examples of this are your sugar solution. So when you stir the sugar, put the sugar inside the water. So when you try to stir, and then the physical combined of sugar properties of sugar is not there already because it's mixed with water. So you cannot see the sugar already because that's why it's called a homogeneous mixture. So let us go to heterogeneous mixture. So heterogeneous mixture is a mixture in which different materials can be distinguished easily. So even though you combine these mixtures, um, these kinds of substances, when you combine this, you can still see the differences between each of the substances. It means that, example, your salad, you can see your fruit salad or your vegetable salad. You can still identify each vegetables even though you mix it already. So that's examples of, so the salad or your vegetable salad or your fruit salad can be an example of your heterogeneous mixture. Now we will go to the vocabularies that we are going to use for this topic. Number one is solution. How do we spell solution? So solution is spelled as S-O-L-U-T-I-O-N. Another word is suspension. How do you spell the word suspension? S-U-S-P-E-N-S-I-O-N. Suspension. Another word is colloid. How do you spell the word colloid? C-O-L-L-O-I-D. Colloid. Another word is Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is spelled as T-Y-N-D-A-L-L. Tyndall effect. E-F-F-E-C-T. Effect. Tyndall effect. Next is reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is spelled as R-E-V-E-R-S-E. Reverse osmosis. O-S-M-O-S-I-S. Osmosis. Reverse osmosis. Okay, so what is a mixture again? So a mixture is a blending of two or more substances. In a mixture, the substances do not chemically combine. So when say not chemically combined, the chemical properties are still there. So chemical properties are still present. So some examples of chemical properties are acidity. Okay. So another is reactivity, flammability, or toxicity. So another definition of mixture is a mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are physically combined but retain its individual chemical properties. Again, a mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are physically combined but retain its individual chemical properties. So when say, what is the difference between physical properties and chemical properties? So some of examples of your physical properties are your color, your length, your volume, and your opacity. Next, what is a chemical property? So chemical properties are your examples are your acidity, reactivity, flammability, and toxicity. So what are the types of your mixtures? So the types of your mixtures are your solution, suspension, and your colloid. So these are the three types of your mixtures. So a solution is a homogeneous mixture. Next is your suspension. So your suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. While your colloid, according to your book, it is between homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So let us go first to the first type of a mixture. The first type of our mixture is solution. So a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances, which may be solids, liquids, gases, or combination of this. Another example or another definition of solution is our group of molecules that are mixed up in a completely even distribution. Some examples of your solution are your copper sulfate solution, your beer, okay, sugar solution, okay, your alloy powder, your Coca-Cola, vinegar, wine, or your brass. Okay, so your brass is used to make the instrument that you play. Okay, so these are some examples of your solution. So remember, solution is a homogeneous mixture. The second type of mixture is what you call your suspension. So your suspension is a system in which particles are dispersed throughout a liquid or a gas. Another meaning of your suspension is it is a mixture in which a finely divided substance is combined with another substance. Okay, so you will know a mixture is a suspension. When a solid does not dissolve in a liquid, a suspension is formed. So a suspension is a mixture in which insoluble particles are suspended in a liquid or a gas. So when say insoluble, it doesn't dissolve. Okay, so some examples of your suspension is a chalk dissolved in water. So when you dissolve a chalk inside the water, so you can see that the chalk will have some particles at the bottom. Okay. Next will be sand dissolved in water. So when you try to dissolve sand inside in water, you can still see the sand is on the bottom of the water. Okay, flour also in water. So when you combine flour in water, you can still see some of the flour at the bottom of the water. Another good example of a suspension is your muddy water. So your muddy water is considered as a suspension. So when you mix mud and water, so you try to put a muddy water inside a container, a bottle, okay, and let the particles of your mud go at the bottom. Okay, you can see clearly that at the bottom part of your container, the mud will go there, and then at the upper portion is your water. So the water will be here, okay, and this one is what you call your mud. Okay, so that's why muddy water is considered as your suspension. Okay, so what is a colloid? So a colloid is a substance where particles do not settle out and are not easily filtered. Another definition of a colloid, it is a system of two or more components, a type of mixture between homogeneous solutions and heterogeneous solution. So some examples of your colloid are butter, milk, cream, aerosols, smog. So smog is a combination of your smoke and fog, inks, paints, and glues. So these are some examples of your colloid. Next, we'll proceed to Tyndall effects. So colloids may be colored or translucent because of Tyndall effect. So this field of study, this refers to the Tyndall effect. So this field of study here Okay, the field of study here refers to your Tyndall effect. Okay, was introduced by Thomas Graham in the year 1861. So he is a Scottish scientist that introduced Tyndall effect. So let us define what is a colloid again. So colloids may be colored or translucent because of the Tyndall effect. So when you say translucent, so translucent are objects where light can pass through partially. Okay, so these are the objects where light can pass through partially. So only partial lights can pass. So let us define what is a Tyndall effect. So the Tyndall effect is the scattering, okay, of light by particles in the colloid. So usually Tyndall effect here refers to the scattering of light. So when you see this in your exam or in your quiz, when you see this word scattering of light, the answer is always Tyndall effect. Okay, so the Tyndall effect is used to differentiate between the different types of mixtures, the solution, colloid, or your suspension. So here you can see in a solution, when you turn on the flashlight or the light beam is not visible in a solution. Example, your water solution. So you cannot see the beam of light there. In a colloid, the beam of light can be visible, so you can see the where the light pass through. Okay, and also in suspension, so the beam of light there, you can also see it. So only in solution the light is not visible. So Tyndall effect, it is named after the Irish scientist John Tyndall. So did you know that John Tyndall was the Irish scientist who discovered why the sky is blue? He suggested that the color of the sky is a result of a light from the sun scattering around the particles in the upper atmosphere in what is known as the Tyndall effect. So I have a video about this later. So just watch it later. So that's all for today. So for additional information about the topic, please view the video attached in the materials of your Google Classroom, and also please answer the quiz attached in your assignment of your Google Classroom. So thank you everyone, and hope to see you soon.